making threats on his life almost. The last time that I got arrested, I was in this pub called the Key Street in Clitheroe, and I'm walking into the bathroom, and this asshole, this fat bully bastard was there. He's like, "No, you're not going in. You can't go in there." And I'm like, "Why?" He said, "You're not going in." I'm like, well, never mind the fact that I need a piss, but now I definitely want to go in.
Yeah.
So I push him out of the way and I walk in. A mate of mine, Benty, is on the floor, and there's two guys beating the fuck out of him. He's on the floor, and they're kicking the shit out of him. He's covered in blood. Anyway, a scuffle ensues. Security get involved. Everyone gets ejected from the premises. We're outside, and this asshole, the fight kind of carries on outside, and this asshole grabs a girl and hides behind the girl.
Oh.
And I'm like, "What are you doing, you pussy?" I said, "You're standing there. You're using the girl as a shield. I thought you were this big tough guy." Anyway, out of the corner of my eye, the guy that wasn't going to let me into the toilet, I could see him with my peripheral vision getting closer and closer, and I could see him, and he thought I didn't realize. So I carried on paying my attention to the guy that had the girl, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, you had him behind a girl and this and that, and he's getting closer, and he came to punch me, and as he was swinging a punch, woof, I threw a head kick, knocked him spark out, and threw the head kick, and he went down, and all of a sudden, whoop, cops pulled up. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I ran off.
It was the shitty British police, right? So it was like Ninu, Ninu, Ninu.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like that. The cops pulled up, and as I'm running across the car park to get away, the guy gets out of a car, and he said, "Michael Bisping, police." He said, "I just watched everything." He said, "You're under arrest." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Well, there's no point running. He knows who I am. So I got arrested there, and the guys didn't press charges or anything, and they started it anyway. But that was it. That was the last time. That was the last time I ever did anything. The last time I threw a punch. Last time I threw a kick. Last time I got even close to that kind of a situation. Because when I got arrested, I was in there, and just scumbags, man. And I just thought, I've got to make a change. I can continue to go down this route and become a loser, if you will, and be a criminal or whatever, or I can make something of my life and make my children proud. So that was the last time I was ever involved in anything like that, and that was a long time ago.
There's something about a dude throwing a head kick in a street fight. Like if I saw that, I'd be like, "Oh fuck, this guy really knows what he's doing." Shit.
Well, it is what it is. I've done martial arts my whole life, and they're starting a fight. You know what I mean? And they beat the shit out of my friend. My friend was covered in blood. He was in a bad way. And as I say, I was young. I mean, what was that, 17 years ago? So I was 20, 21. I was a kid. And we were drinking alcohol, and we were partying and having a good time. But not proud of it. Days in the past. Everyone's made mistakes. Everyone's done stupid things. Everyone's had a youth. That's what part of what makes us human.
Mm-hmm.
Question 1. Hit me. What have you got?
This is from Matty Boy. He says, longtime fan here. In fact, when you won the belt, the missus had just got out of the shower, and I was running around the condo going, "He's done it. He's fucking done it." Question. Who did you support? This is fucking stupid. It's a great question, though. Who did you support during the 1995 Britpop Wars? Surely Oasis, but your entrance music is Blur. Cheers, Matty.
Well, Lewis, to you, that question won't make one iota of sense.
No, I love Oasis. Blur is one fucking song. Oasis has like 3 great albums. Wonderwall.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, no, Oasis are awesome. They really are. But I'll say this, Blur did some good music as well. Not just the one song. They did some good songs, Girls and Boys. I don't know, whatever. There is some very good music by Blur, but that lead singer, what is it, Damon Albarn? He just comes across like a little twat. 1995 Britpop Wars. My friend, I was always obviously in the corner of Oasis. But thank you for the question, and thank you for the kind tweet when you said you were running around saying that he did it. That actually. It touched my heart. Thank you very much.
All right, let's get another question here. Sorry, my computer's a little slow. Hi, Mike. While preparing for GSP's Top Game, will you be working primarily with Brady as your coach and training partner since he's a second-degree black belt and similar to size to you? Also, please just talk about how much your strength, boxing, and jiu-jitsu has improved since moving to California and leaving those bad influences and coaches at Wolf's Lair. Thanks, guys. This is from Kyle Powers.
Ha, 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 ha. Who sent that?
Kyle Powers is the guy's name.
No, no idea. Yeah, I left that gym, and best thing I ever did. Let's just put it like that. See the start of the show for details.
Huh.
So yeah, obviously GSP. I think he's going to try and take me down. Ever since that press conference, all he's been doing is working his jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And as I said, long time ago, he out wrestled me. He did. So I think he thinks he's going to exploit that weakness. So Brady Fink is my jiu-jitsu coach ever since I've been in California. And I do go to other places from time to time, but Brady still remains my guy. And for this fight, I will venture here and there. Southern California has a wealth of jiu-jitsu talent, so I will be exploring that. But Brady will still be the guy that is in my corner that I call my jiu-jitsu coach. But fortunately, he doesn't have a crazy ego where, he doesn't like me going elsewhere. In fact, he'll come elsewhere with me. And, because obviously, we're always learning as martial artists, and of course, even himself as a jiu-jitsu coach, there's always things to learn. So he's down there at Misfits MMA and Fitness in Westminster. So if you're in the area, check him out. But yeah, lots of jiu-jitsu and wrestling for GSP, unfortunately.
All right, let's go. Try to get one or two more on here. Mr. Bisping, this is from Michael. Sir, how hurt were you from the knee from Ross Poynton? Just kidding. I guess. I was wondering if at any point in your career did you doubt that you would become a UFC champion? I know you suffered some losses to the elite at middleweight, so how did you mentally recover? Great question.
Yeah, great question. I mean, I guess I always had hope. There was always hope that I would achieve it, but I also a realist at the same time. And there was a point I kind of resigned myself to the fact that I wasn't going to be world champion. I come to that kind of conclusion, if you will. But I was still in a fortunate position, still competing in the sport that I love, and earning a good money. Sorry, pardon me, reading a text message. Earning a good living doing so, and able to provide my family with a good life. So therefore, life's still good. I'm doing a sport that I love, and I'm getting paid. Will I be world champion? Probably not. But the hope and the desire and the hunger was always there. That never went away. But at my age, I was 37 at the time when I won the belt, I kind of thought, well, maybe it's not going to happen. But I was still there. I was still trying. I was still ranked number 4 in the world. And I never, ever gave up hope. But there was times where I thought it was never going to happen. So, but there you go, guys. Never give up. There you go. There is the moral of the story.
All right, let's do one more question, then I'll let you get out of here, Mike. I know you got to go to bed. You're late night in Thailand. Not that there's going to be any ladyboys waiting for you, but who knows?
It's not my lucky day, unfortunately.
My name is Sam Pritchard from England. I'm a very big fan of the podcast, and I've been a fan of Mike since I started watching MMA 10 years ago. I think you're both extremely entertaining and look forward to your podcast every week. Thank you, Sam. My first question is for Mike.
Thank you.
If you could have fought anyone from any era, who would it be? No restrictions. It could be a boxer, kickboxer, female fighter, whoever, wherever, whatever.
Anybody from any era. Oh, my God. That's a tough question. I get asked this question quite a lot, and I never know what to say. Know what to say. Give me a suggestion.
Well, here's the thing you have to ask yourself, okay? There's a few things, right? Is it somebody that you want to, because as a martial artist, do you want to test yourself? Is the big philosophical question? Do you want to test yourself as a martial artist? So do you go back and fight somebody like Muhammad Ali in his prime in a striking only match, right? Just to see if you could knock him out with a head kick, or do MMA versus a boxer, right? Or do you say, oh, do I want to fucking fight somebody and change the world, and I want to fucking head kick Hitler to death and go back in time and fight Hitler, right? Or do you say, hey, I've never been able to punch a woman.
Seeing as you threw that one out there, I have to say, listen, I would have loved to go and head kick Hitler to death. I mean, I feel that is my duty to say that. All right, I get it. I understand the question, Lewis. Thanks for breaking it down for Dummy Bisping here. I don't know, because, of course, there's lots of great fighters out there. But being a middleweight or a light heavyweight, as I was earlier in my career, I've just always focused on those people.